So for this weekly outlook video, we need to figure out something. Are we finally getting a reversal for dollar, or is this just still a fake out? Now, so if we look at dollar, this is the weekly time frame, you can clearly see the moment we had this liquidity sweep, we got market structure shift, retracement, and then the market made a new higher high. So clearly here you can see the structure has been bullish, making new higher highs. Then if we take this low to this high, we can say this is the high low before we made the new higher high. So of course now we can say this right here is a protected low for a bullish dollar. We don't want to see price get here if we are just still a retracement, because retracement should be between this low and this high. So if you look at it right now, we can clearly see, of course, price inverted this fair value gap. Then you can see here we had an order block, and this was a volume imbalance right here. So far you can see even price has actually inverted this order block here. Now, clearly, if you look at all this, you can either say we're in a retracement, number one, or now this is a reversal. So the best thing that you're going to do is just follow what the market is doing. So if this market is still going to continue bearish dollar, then of course you can anticipate a retracement before we continue with the bearish momentum. So let's look at the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, again, you can clearly see it's more clear. We got market structure shift here, price retraced to this inversion fair value gap, and so far we've made a new lower low. So you can see at this point there's a break of structure and the market has made a new lower low. Now, price has left behind a fair value gap. So if you're still going to continue bearish, of course, we want to see price use this to push price lower. If this gets inverted, then there's a high probability we are not likely to continue bearish, and we're likely either to see more bullish momentum or more consolidation. But for the right now, clear continuation bearish, this bearish fair value gap should be used as resistance. So let's look at USDCHF. So USDCHF and dollar are positively correlated. So, okay, you can clearly see USDCHF, it has been bullish. You can see we made a high, a retracement, a new higher high. So again, between this low and this high, anything inside is just considered still a retracement, because right here, this is the protected low. And you can see so far we have this fair value gap here, which price is here at the moment. So let's look at the daily time frame, and you can clearly see, of course, we had all this bearish momentum. Price has left behind a fair value gap again. If you're going to see bullish dollar, then this will act as support to see bullish USDCHF. But if dollar is going to still give us a bearish momentum, then of course you can expect that this fair value gap should be used for bearish momentum. So now let's look at EURUSD. So EURUSD and dollar are negatively correlated. If you want to see a bearish dollar, then you can clearly see EURUSD is bullish. And so far, this is what we have. We have all this bullish momentum. So far, we have this volume imbalance here, this volume imbalance here, and this fair value gap. So those are the only PDRAs that we have for EURUSD. So if you're going to see bullish dollar, either we get that deeper retracement or price uses a daily level for the bullish momentum. So let's look at the daily time frame, and you can clearly see we've had all this bullish momentum. Price has inverted this bearish fair value gap, and we've had this bullish, price has left behind a bullish fair value gap again. If you're going to see bearish dollar, then this is likely to be used to push price higher. So let's look at GBPUSD. So GBPUSD and EURUSD are positively correlated and negatively correlated with the dollar. Now, if you compare EURUSD and GBPUSD, you realize GBPUSD has been more bullish compared to EURUSD. So if this is a daily time frame, if price is going to continue with this bullish momentum, watching this fair value gap, they should act as support and should be used to continue with the bullish momentum. So let's look at gold. And if you look at gold on the weekly time frame, you can clearly see the only PDRA we have is this weekly fair value gap here. So it would have been nice if you can get a retracement before you see that bullish momentum. And that's what I actually wanted to see last week. But you can clearly see price is really bullish for gold. And this is what we have so far. So either we get a deeper retracement for price to use this weekly fair value gap to push price higher, or we use daily key levels, which you're going to look at as support for the bullish gold. So if you look at the daily time frame, you can clearly see, of course, we have this inversion fair value gap. We have this order block right here, and we have this very tiny order block here. So those are the only, okay, there's a fair value gap here, which is actually better. These are the only PDRAs we see here. So high probability the market is either going to use this to continue with the bullish momentum, or we just get a retracement to this order block and price continues bullish. So let's look at BTCUSD. So BTCUSD, we've actually been expecting bearish BTCUSD, but you can see this week that just ended, price actually inverted this fair value gap here, and this is a weekly fair value gap. So if you're going to see more bullish price action, so far on the weekly time frame, this is the only PDRA I see that can support continued bullish BTCUSD. So now if you look at the daily time frame, you can clearly see all this bullish price action. This is the inversion fair value gap on the weekly time frame, and you can see it's also in line with this bullish fair value gap. So it would be nice if you actually get a deeper retracement for price to get here before we continue with the bullish BTCUSD. So that is all I prepared for this weekly outlook video. If you enjoyed this video, kindly give it a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one.